What's up? Actually, Amungus here with my first deck guide of Space Time Smackdown. Took a little bit of time for me to get this out, but we got something interesting for y'all. We have a Lickilicky Dialga deck. Great utility in this deck. This deck's like a counterpunch deck. Break down the list for y'all real quick and we'll show y'all a couple games. We have 1 copy of Mew, 2 Dialga. That's of course going to be the ramp engine in this deck. You play either Lickitung. I've experimented with both, as you'll see in the games, and of course you need 2 copies of Lickitung and 2 copies of Lickilicky. For the trainer cards, we're running 2 Potion, of course 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor Research, and 1 Giant Cape, 1 Rocky Helmet, 1 Sabrina, 1 Cyrus, 1 Giovanni, and 2 Leaf. So the games that we're going to show you guys, we kind of ran into some weird decks testing this out, but this deck's quite fun. What you want to do in a lot of games is let them kill the first Pokemon and then just sweep them with Lickitung. It's actually very powerful as an attacker, especially with an item attached to it. Just got to be patient and wait for the counter strike, and we'll show you guys a couple games for an example. So in this first game, you're going to see us go second. We got the Mew lead, which is kind of like, Lickitung's not great. You want to lead Dialga, but Mew, another lead that you don't often want to see. We're going up against Druddigon and Gyarados here. So we got 2 Magikarp on the bench and a Druddigon in the front. They're going to equip a Rocky Helmet, start doing all their things like Professor Research, dig for their Gyarados, all those kinds of things. And we're just going to sit back and wait. One of the key strategies in this deck is you got to just sit back and wait. Let the game come to you. And when you open up to strike, you gotta make sure, do the math on the board, make sure that you can go and commit for lethal amount of points or damage, and just roll over them. Make sure you consider things like saving your 1-of utility cards in the deck, your 1-of Cyrus, Sabrina, Giovanni. Make sure you have in mind for certain matchups what you're going to need that for. They get a little ramp with Misty, the early Gyarados of course. And it's going to take us a long time here to get a Dialga, so there's kind of not a whole lot to say for a lot of this match. Besides, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe. We're on the race to 1K, trying to get a little more support on the channel, and YouTube will be cutting your boys some checks, so we will, at this point in the game, build up our field for as long as our opponent wants to. See here, we doing the math in our head, calculated all the way out, but there's no point in trying to attack, no point in trying to retreat. We can switch our energies to our bench because we don't really need the genome hacking unless the Gyarados comes out, in which case they're going to kill us anyway. So like I said, we don't need the genome hacking yet. And it's great if we can get out of here without Mew dying, because they're not putting any energy on the Magikarp. They want to wait for me to be the one to strike first, and I want to wait for them to be the one to strike first. So as weird as this matchup is, that's why I put this in the video, because this is a good example of how you have to play this deck with a lot of patience. Here we're going to try to bluff the threat. Make them think we're going to take them down with Lickilicky. See if we can get them to move. But the truth is, we're not. We're not attacking. We're still waiting, especially because we don't have any Dialga on the board. Plus they're going to play a Rocky Helmet here, which makes it very much not in our favor to attack. And so we won't. We will continue to not attack for quite a while. Gather up potions, leaves, Cyrus, all in our hand. I mean, if there's any major con that I don't like about the playstyle of this deck, is it is a very slow deck, but I mean, there's a lot of major pros. Like, I love a deck that's got low numbers of basic Pokemon, 5 basic Pokemon, 7 total Pokemon, leaves you a lot of room for utility. That's always nice. You don't have to run Pokemon communication. That's always pretty nice. As I said, 5 of our 7 Pokemon are basic Pokemon. He's going to set up these Darudagon, which basically give him all the options he could want in a case that we play Sabrina. But we didn't draw Sabrina. Well, we already played our only copy of Sabrina. We'll just continue to be patient. We actually don't need to do anything. We don't even need to put this cape down in case they do something crazy. It would be great if we drew Rocky Helmet to put on the Lickilicky, but we'll just keep being patient, especially waiting on a Dialga. Now we got Dialga. We can go ahead and start putting energy on that. And actually, Dialga is the Pokemon that we would be most okay with going down in this matchup and many matchups. So we can come out and swing first if what we're swinging with is Dialga. Now, if we had more turns, it'd be great to get another energy on our, or 2 energy rather, on our bench Lickilicky. Go ahead and get that active. But we're going to bait the attack from the Gyarados. We're going to retreat our Lickilicky. We're going to put the 2 steel energy on the Lickilicky again and just get all of our resources ready to unload as much damage as we can once the attacking has now started. So we KO the Magikarp, get a point here. They're going to go to their Gyarados and KO us. But those will be the only 2 points that they're able to get. Granted, in the somewhat small chance that he would have gotten the energy removal on Lickilicky there, that would have been really bad for us. They didn't though, so our plan goes as planned, and we can start to unload. Obviously, as you can see, we can live one attack from the Gyarados. They'll try to make it so that they can survive an attack, but we have Mew in the back, which is the other reason that we had to wait all this time before we began attacking, because once we begin attacking, we want to go for lethal, and the only way we can make sure we can do that is if we had a plan A and a plan B in place. And of course now the genome hacking is very useful. But really, as soon as they see the Mew, they're going to concede. Bingo. Alright, so here we are going first. This deck likes to go second, as most do. But we are going first with Dialga, Lickitung in hand. And we're playing against the fire deck here. We're going to see the Infernape deck. And even though we're playing a slow deck, gotta find a way to get going before they can. Which is easy enough to do, as long as we can let them be the aggressor in the situation and let them come to us. Obviously Tail Whip don't matter here. Evolve our Licky and just be patient. They, on the other hand, will not be patient. They're going to evolve and start swinging. Little do they know that is just what I want them to do. Blaine, not great, but as long as we don't die, we straight. They burning their energy while we're starting to ramp our energy, so we really got them just where we want them. And we can use this Sabrina here to buy us a little bit of time. So we really got them right where we want them. And maybe we can keep this baby monkey from becoming a bigger monkey. That's always in our advantage. Put some energy on the Licky. And this game's basically half a one right there. They play a Moltres, which we probably will get 2 single kills, so you never know. Maybe that can do something later on, but it doesn't really do enough damage to deal with this deck, so feeling good. Probably gonna beat the fire deck. Here we go back down to 10 HP. That's okay. Especially if we can get them to attack. We don't even need that there. We can just do what we do. And we kill the baby monkey. Now they go back to the Ninetales. They get a kill, but it's for what? We have a Giovanni in hand, and the Moltres is never going to get 3 energy up against us, so this is GG, folks. Like I said, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe. It'll show up at the end. Make sure y'all check out our other deck guides. You know, some of the decks from previous metas can just be tweaked with Space Time Smackdown cards and then made to switch things up a little bit. And this deck's an example that we're playing against here. So yeah, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content. As you can see, we pretty much got this game won. I'll be surprised if they don't concede on this turn. They're going to play cards. Ah, they have a Sabrina in hand. We have a Leaf in hand, so nothing they doing really matters. And now they'll probably concede when they see that. We done here? We done? You good, bro? Alright. They good. I'm good too.